What's up, everybody? We're playing some MLB The Show 21 once again with the Rockies franchise. This is more spring training. I did a stream yesterday going through some spring training games, and it was a fun stream. Hopefully today maybe a little bit better gameplay. But we got to see Rafael Devers for the first time in a Rockies uniform, and all he did was crush home runs all stream long, basically. And today's excitement is going to center around our top prospect, Johnny Schaefer, who has gotten his invite to spring training, and we're about to see where he's at in his major league development to see if he is truly ready to make it to the bigs. I was just rewatching your Jordan Sparks series. You know, I've actually had the itch over the past handful of months to return to Road to the Show, and we'll see what happens when 22 comes out this spring. What's going on, Nyrus, Mike, Action Jackson, K Hutch, and Darren? You were here before I even went live. I'm not even sure how you found the stream, but you did. It might have been already in the playlist or something. How did you find the stream, by the way? I'm a little bit curious. I'm glad you're liking the streams, John. They are fun, man. Like, the time just breezes by and we get content and stuff for the upcoming videos. I mean, I've also figured out in my recordings now how to make it so, like, my camera's not there, the music's not there, and the gameplay is pretty much indistinguishable from just recording it on its own. So the videos are going to be better, and I feel like I should stream more because streaming won't negatively impact the episodes at all. Yeah, I got it as a notification. I was wondering about Darren because he was here before I hit the live button. So I don't know how he found it, if it made an event somewhere or how you do that. Man, I'm so hyped for Schaefer. Imagine if he became the next Joe Mauer. Yeah, I mean, to do that, though, he'd have to have a huge boost to his contact. I think he's got a ceiling. And to me, if he's still in our series, and I don't see why he wouldn't be, but I like to compare him a bit to Salvador Perez. You look at Perez ratings here, actually. Lower right-handed contact, good lefty power, good righty power, good defense, of course. I think that's kind of like the hope, is that he becomes comparable to Salvador Perez. And I think when you look at the ratings, like, that's actually a really, really good comparison. Mitch Garver is on the Royals in this series. Yeah, let me go back there. I know the Twins just did, they signed Yasmani Grandal, and I was wondering what happened with Garver. I like Garver, and they have Mike Zunino, the lefty masher here, and Astudillo. I mean, come on. Garver as the backup would not be bad at all. Pretty good starter as well. Is there a way you can look at, like, all the catchers in the league at once? Maybe using, like, the player finder? I know that you can do that in Madden, where you can look at every team at once to see the whole league. I forget how to find the player finder. They kind of hit it this year. Somebody want to help me out with that? Where do I think Chris Bryant is going to end up? You know, I never really have a good feel for how free agency is going to go. You got these guys who get traded to big budget teams, and then they're a free agent, and anything could really happen. It's in roster? Miss Zunino on the Mariners. Yeah, they got rid of Zunino, and they traded away Austin Nola. I'm trying to think of who their catcher was for most of last season, and I can't remember off the top of my head. Under transactions. There we go. I just want to see every catcher with minimum overall of 75, basically. Because I feel like there's a lot of good catcher talent in the league. Okay, this is how you do it. Yasmani Grandal is ranked #1. Was it Murphy? Yeah, I remember Cal Raleigh. I watched a lot of, you know, Mariners. I talk about this all the time because I'll watch like MLB TV, like 4 games at once. And as the night goes on, you know, it's all West Coast baseball. So Dodgers, Giants, Rockies, Mariners, Diamondbacks. Like, I feel like I was watching those teams constantly. And I really like watching Rockies games, actually, because I think their commentary team is really good. And I mean, come on, half their games are in Coors, and they're very watchable because of all the offense. And the Rockies were actually super good at home last season. I remember Tom Murphy taking me yard just yesterday. So here's where Johnny Schaefer is. Between 75 and 99 overall, there's still a bunch above him at the moment. But I think he's got the chance to become one of the best hitting catchers in the league here. Oh yeah, remember Wilson Contreras last offseason? Signed a 10-year contract at age 30 with the Yankees. He's got like Aaron Donald salary cap numbers by the end of his contract. Yeah, and they got Gary Sanchez, who's still under contract for 3 years. So like, I guess when Contreras needs an off day, they're well set up for those, you know, those Sunday day games, you know. What's going on, Vontae? How you doing? I wonder, like, do you think the Red Sox ever make a move for catcher? Vasquez started last year pretty hot, but you'd think maybe they'd be in the market for one of the top hitting catchers. It's just a nice way to like spice up the lineup and strengthen it. It's a bit of an edge. I look at catcher a lot like tight end in the NFL, where like having a top 5 to 7 tight end is a nice edge because so many teams don't have a Kittle, Kelsey, Waller. There's a steep drop off in talent level. So the way we're going to kick this off here, let's do a little player lock action here. We got Johnny Schaefer. Let's get some swings in with him. Bobby Bonilla, yeah. It's one of my favorite days of the year is when he gets paid. And I still think we can celebrate it for a while. Like, when is that contract done?
And now, your 2024 Arizona Diamondbacks.
We should still have a few years. Yeah, it expires 2035. We got over a decade left of this being a meme. Doing pretty good, Hag. How about you? The CPU does hand out ridiculous contracts, and I think it's probably the main way this game needs to get better is just with the AI handling of their roster, trades, contracts, free agency, call-ups, stuff like that.
Batting fourth, the center fielder, Patel.
What position does a team have to be in to offer a contract like that? You got to have money burning a hole in your pocket, pretty much. I forgot I was playing catcher there for a minute. That's a lot of money.
The catcher.
Are you telling me a 5-year deal? Like you wouldn't take that? Hey, CT, how's it going? Glad you could catch one of these. Got a runner on first here for Schaefer. No way, Cade. 84? You still getting $1 million a year? Do I think the Vikings will make the postseason? That's a really difficult question. Because the NFC isn't particularly strong and the wild card is so up for grabs. I still think the Vikings have a really difficult schedule. Oh, Schaefer into left center field. Let's go. Not bad. That's an RBI double right there. Don't take away the RBI, please. Oh, come on, man. You know, the Vikings, though, they're 4-5 with 2 to go against Chicago, 2 to go against Green Bay. They have a head-to-head win over Carolina. They're still going to have pretty good playoff odds, but, man, I can't put my confidence into this team right now.
Second baseman, Whit Merrifield.
We'll see how tomorrow goes, but I didn't think they would beat the Ravens, and they almost did. They should have. But they're not good at closing games out until last week. And I thought they would lose to the Chargers as well. Off topic, but more Giants franchise, please. Definitely. As Schaefer fumbles the ball, regathers, and almost throws it into center field. They call that a wild pitch. Let me see that again. I thought this was a pass ball. They ruled that a wild pitch. It hit him right in the glove. He just didn't squeeze. They don't usually have you play a whole at-bat like this. I'm a Seahawks fan, and I was really angry with the Vikings in Week 3. Hey, they hadn't beat the Seahawks since 2008. Give them this one. I hope the Chargers expose the Steelers tomorrow. That's a big game for both teams. AFC North is really jam-packed, and the Chargers, I feel, after the game against the Vikings,
The catcher, number 14, Johnny.
but also, yeah, the debacle they had against the Ravens. I thought that was going to be a really good, high-scoring game, and they've now quietly lost, 3 games in a row. They lost to the Ravens, Patriots, or no, not 3 games in a row. I'm sorry. They beat the Eagles, but they've lost 3 of 4 to the Vikings, Patriots, and the Chargers. My team's pretty desperate for a win, and I think like the Steelers coming off the tide of the Lions, you want to get that taste out of your mouth as quick as possible. Steelers have a ton of players out. Yeah, like Watt's going to miss, right? No Watt. Ben's going to play. Yeah, Ben should be back for this one. And then, are they missing a receiver still? Is Claypool come back? Fitzpatrick's out? Is Zach Gallen on the mound now? No. Wait. Oh, it is. It is. Why is Zach Gallen relieving here? Ah, no wonder I'm not swinging at anything. He's not giving me anything I want to hit. 3-2. It's the best I'm going to get right there. That's a quality walk right there. Do I think the Dolphins are closer to be a contender or closer to another rebuild? I think I lean more towards the rebuild side of things. I just don't know that there's enough solidly to say that can be part of a championship contender. I mean, the offensive line is in shambles. The offense just doesn't have enough going right in general. Like, Tua has been up and down. You got Gesicki and Waddle as the best playmakers. Parker has dealt with a lot of injuries, it feels, since the start of his career. And I don't think that all the like, they did a lot to overhaul the defense, and that's had very mixed results. And this season, they started out playing really poor on defense, but now the last few weeks, they seem to be figuring some things out. But, I mean, one of those was against the Ravens on a short week. Another one was against one of those terrible teams like the Texans, I forget. So, I know they got the Jets tomorrow. They got to clean up there, and, you know, they got to get a solid win against the Jets. You can't let Joe Flacco ruin your plans here. Down the line, and Schaefer could not get to extra bases this time. But, hey, he got the RBI single. He's made good contact. We're having good at-bats. How many new NFL teams do you... how many NFL teams do I think will have a new head coach next season? That's an awesome question. Right now, if I had to project who's going to have a new coach, I think that it's pretty likely that the Vikings do, unless they have a miracle run of some sort, which is possible. They did it once, but they're not as good as that team. I think the Vikings will. I think the Seahawks will. I think Carroll's going to be out. I just don't see the Seahawks turning this season around. And I think, like, you know, they had a good run. Eras don't need to last forever. And I think the Vikings are in a similar situation. Oh, I wasn't ready. So I'm going to go Vikings, Seattle, Chicago. I think that era is going to be done. Ooh, that's a pretty good swing as well, but... See, on that pitch, with that type of swing, you just like to see him either hit a home run or get a little bit closer. All right, so I'm at 3 teams so far. You think Fangio? It's possible. Oh, man. It's possible. Yeah, I think I would include the Broncos there as well. I'm up to 4 teams. Do you think any head coaches end up being one and done situations? David Culley with the Texans would be an option there. And then I think Sirianni with the Eagles, depending on what happens, because the Eagles looked so lost for a while, but they look less lost now than they did before. Oh, Judge. I think Judge is probably out in New York. Yeah, I think Dan Campbell gets another year. I would assume the Texans stick with Culley. I mean, like, what are you going to do? You're going to fire a guy based on, like, this season of all seasons? Like, I don't agree with that. And then probably the Raiders. So I think that would take it to 6 teams. Here's my question, though. Like, you're going to have 4 to 6 teams pretty much every year have a new head coach. But, now, given the perception of a weaker quarterback class this season, what do you think teams do this year that need a quarterback? Because this might not be a great year to take a quarterback at the top of the draft and then ask him to start early on. So do you think at all that the veteran market could be more involved than usual? That's kind of my feeling right now, that teams are going to be more interested and more aggressive when it comes to potentially making a deal for like Matt Ryan or seeing what's up with Russell Wilson. I think ultimately Russell Wilson will stay in Seattle, but I think we could see Matt Ryan kind of move on the way Stafford did. I'm really interested in what teams do trying to solve quarterback this year, especially a team like, say, Detroit, who's going to have a very early pick. You know, Jared Goff isn't the solution. So they're pretty much in a position where they have to take somebody, but they might not even have the first pick at a quarterback. Although right now, the Lions would be the #1 picking team.
The afternoon for the Cubs. The second baseman, Nico.
Oh yeah, speaking of college football, does anybody care to tell me what happened in the Ohio State-Michigan State game? 49-0 last I looked, and CJ Stroud looked like he was Robo QB AI in NCAA 14. I only watched Ohio State a bit at the start of the year, and, you know, I thought Stroud was kind of up and down. I didn't think he was, like, spectacular in the Gopher game to start the season, but he sure put together a great year. Looks like he's kind of the favorite for the Heisman.
Batting second, the center fielder, Rymel Tapia.
You know, I was just texting a friend about this. Doesn't it seem every year there's a team in the Big Ten making some noise other than Ohio State? And then eventually, at some point at the end of the year, someone destroys them. And we're back to Ohio State just being the best team in the Big Ten again. I feel like that happens every year. Whether it's Penn State, usually it's Wisconsin, I feel. You've had Iowa be that team at a point this year. Like, hey, it's Rymel Tapia. It sure is. It's not even necessarily that these teams end up losing to Ohio State, although that is often the case. But, I mean, you'll have Iowa, for instance, and that loss they had, who was it to, Purdue? That's a tough play here at short. Turner just... No. No.
Batting third, the third baseman, Chris Ryan.
Yeah, Rashad, that 2K comment. I think that would be fun. Potentially as a CPU, kind of managerial focus. It would take some of the pressure off me to figure out how to dribble and how to space the floor. Like, I don't know. Like, I didn't really get into basketball a lot when I was younger. I mean, KG left the Wolves when I must have been 5th, 6th grade at the point. So, like, basketball wasn't, like, NBA basketball wasn't a big topic of conversation. I mean, around the Twin Cities, it's a Vikings area first. Twins area second, I'd say, and then maybe the Wild. Or maybe Gopher Wrestling is in there somewhere above the Wolves. Like, I feel like it probably isn't this dramatic, because, I mean, they still have the team and everything, but it almost feels like there's a lost generation there, just because the Wolves were so bad for so long, and it's a football town to begin with.
Batting fourth, the right fielder, Hunter Renfroe.
Like, as messy as the whole Jimmy Butler era ended in Minnesota, it's still, like, the highest point in almost 20 years. Although it was pretty fun when KG came back for that short time. That was nice. Yeah, I know. I need to start diving. I'm just worried about missing and watching it go to the wall, and then it's an inside the park homer. Rank all the rookie quarterbacks so far this season from Nay Auto Works. Appreciate the super chat. Well, I think it's safe to say that Mac Jones has so far been #1. You know, it's really interesting because After preseason, I watched every throw from all 5 first-round rookies. And I came away like, all these guys look good. All 5 played well in the preseason. And then, you know, I would have to say, obviously, Mac Jones has been the best to this point. But I think that Justin Fields has been better in recent games. We got to settle down Severino here. I'm going to go Fields second just because I do think, especially lately, he's been better. And then it's really hard to place Trey Lance anywhere just because he's played the least. But third, I'd probably go Lawrence. And then, like, I'd have Lance and Wilson as kind of a 4th place tie. I know we've seen more of Wilson. It hasn't been very good, most of it. All right. Throw a strike, please. Bang. Nope, I'm not going to change Geronimo's stance. And I've actually edited his stance a little bit so it doesn't clip through his body. I don't think it does anymore. I went into the batting stance out of there and fixed it up. This is an ugly first inning here for Severino. This is going to be a short outing for him and a good chance to see what Gomber and Toussaint can do. So last time we let Tuki Toussaint get the chance first, and then Gomber kind of cleaned up after him and did a good job. We'll start with Gomber this time and go to Toussaint after. I need a double play. Badly. Batting gloves, maybe. Maybe. Noah, when it comes to the new NCAA game, I really just want to see them bring the series back, still showing a commitment to Dynasty mode. Like, the landscape for sports games has changed so much in the almost 10 years since we got NCAA. And they're going to have to basically make the game over again. Which means that they need to actually recreate things in Dynasty mode that have nothing to do with Ultimate Team. And my question is, do they actually commit the resources to do it the right way? Because if Dynasty... Imagine they come out and Dynasty isn't as good as NCAA 14s. 2 console cycles ago, almost 10 years. I mean, Madden already in some ways isn't as good as old franchise modes. But we've had a game every year, and so... It's a little bit different dynamic. I think that it would be even more blatant if we go 10 years without and then they come out with something half-baked. And I think also Road to Glory. Like, Road to Glory was well done. They did a great job in that mode of really focusing on your player, giving you goals and an interesting way to upgrade your player and to, like, earn legend score throughout to become a campus legend. I thought that was really cool. And other games, I think, have missed the mark a little bit on that. The whole premise of becoming a campus legend, combined with, I think, kind of the presentation of the mode, to me, set it so far above, like, Superstar mode. Like, you could practice and earn your spot on the depth chart, and then you'd have the ability to earn the ability to call plays, or hot route, or audible. It was like a true RPG. It was good. I want the Longhorns to be good, but they suck so bad. Just throw on the 2004 National Championship again whenever you're feeling down. It was 04, right? Almost 20 years ago since peak Texas.
Batting second, the center fielder.
So what did NBA 2K11 have that the new ones lack? Because I really like what 2K does with the My League mode. And it's, you know, got a lot of stuff that Madden doesn't have. It's pretty deep. I was a little bit overwhelmed by it, just the sheer amount of things that are in there that I'm not used to seeing. Debo's amazing. I'm not sure how long he can keep ripping off these long touchdowns, but he's having a fantastic year. I certainly didn't see this coming. And I felt like him and Ayuk would be more of a 1-2 punch, but it seems more like it's just Debo's show. That hit him.
Batting third. The third baseman.
Yep, still got Alzolay here. And Rafi Devers. Everybody's missing against him. It's unbelievable. It's like they want him to be showcased here in the spring. I just missed that one. Devers is hitting a home run today. It's just a matter of when. We went to opposite field with him yesterday, and like Devers is a guy they tend to shift for. He still went oppo. Yeah, San Francisco, they've been interesting with how they've handled things this year because, you know, your draft positioning is not going to give you anything. You've got to certainly get on the good side there of the coaching. I mean, you've seen Ayuk, a first-round pick last year, basically be a backup for much of this season and just now kind of getting back into regular usage. And then you also have Trey Sermon, who was a mid-round pick. You know, they've been playing Eli Mitchell all year, undrafted. He was better. Your draft status isn't going to mean a whole lot to Kyle Shanahan. As a Red Sox fan, I can tell you Rafi goes oppo a lot. That's good to know. I like that because I'm not quite good enough to always pull the ball. Thank you, Gio, for the super chat. Devontae Smith is pretty good at football, yes. And I'm really interested in that game they have tomorrow. That's probably one of the ones I'm most interested in. Because I think that Philly's got a chance to really get themselves into the wild card hunt where I haven't really felt like they've been this year. And I think Hurts, you know, I think Hurts is coming off a pretty good game. He's been doing some good stuff lately. And I feel like they're probably going to stick with him next year. If they can't pull off like a Russell Wilson trade. Oh, Eli was a 6? I thought he was undrafted. My bad. They usually have an undrafted getting carries, though, so. I don't know. In my head, he was undrafted. That's good news for them that he's under contract for 4 years. That's it for Severino. He's just not on his game today.
Now back, the center fielder, Reinhold. Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Rockies, number 26, Austin Gomber.
Yeah, Matt Breida, Jeff Wilson. I'm pretty sure Jermichael Hasty was undrafted too. Base hit, Tapia. A run comes home.
Now batting, third baseman.
I think we're seeing Jace that maybe just Rosen isn't that good. It's not often the backup gets benched. That was one of the saddest sequences on Thursday night. Matt Ryan pulled, the game is out of hand. They bring out Josh Rosen, pick 6, Kyle Van Noy. In comes Felipe Franks, and he's intercepted on his first throw. All right, come on, Gomber. Got the bouncer. That's Gomber's strong suit here, but no double play. Yeah, I liked Rosen a bit coming out of UCLA, and I felt like his career was going to play out so differently. Tough being a Falcons fan right now. Yeah, you just gotta hope you're also a Braves fan. And you probably are. All right, here is the Rookie of the Year, David Geronimo.
The left fielder, David Geronimo.
That was a good swing. My friend said we took the wrong Josh when Bills took Allen over Rosen. No, Bills got that one right. And I didn't really like Josh Allen because I was really scared of the accuracy. It's not usually something that improves a lot for players, but I think his accuracy has gotten a lot better. And at the same time, I mean, the league has just changed so much for running quarterbacks. And when you have that option, it changes what you can do in the red zone and plays you make that others can't. I don't have another Giants episode made quite yet, unfortunately. So I don't have anything else to post after the stream yet. One and two to Trey. Trying to go low and inside. Not this time. Yeah, I'm excited to see what they eventually do with Trey Lance. To me, this was always going to be a sit and develop year for him. But hopefully, I don't know if Lance is like healthy yet or what that situation is, but they can definitely ease him into the red zone offense and have a couple of packages. There we go. Good at bat there for Trey Turner. I never hit the ball like impressively with him though. Even when I get a base hit, it's just a bouncer up the middle. Oh, no. No, don't look at that swing. No. No wonder he's confident in the slider. All right, that's better. I think the Giants will be looking for a new quarterback, but we're in such a weird year, I think, where it might not be a very strong quarterback class. So you have teams where it's like, all right, do we draft somebody or do we stick with Daniel Jones, Jalen Hurts, Tua? Like, I feel like we're going to see a lot of teams basically have to wait it out a bit longer with their quarterbacks. There's just not enough, like, first-round prospects to go around. We just had 5 last year, and I don't know what it's going to be this season. What's the plan regarding bullpen with the Rockies? Well, I think we have most of it figured out. I was not ready for that. Should have crushed it. But we have, you know, we have our solid one-inning guys. Ramirez is going to join the fun. Dominguez. There's Castellani. There's Alvarado, Colome, Gibbons, Oberg, and Rogers. Yeah, we still have a lot of our one-inning guys. It's just kind of figuring out the long relief. I think Dallas Keuchel's going to be there. We have Gomber, John Gray, and Tsuki Toussaint. So we have a big competition going on. And I want to get some innings today, too, with Keuchel. Haven't missed much. We're down 4-0 as Severino had a really bad outing. Just couldn't find the strike zone today.
The second baseman.
And now I can't sit back enough on the slider. I think the Chargers need to go back to early in the year when they were letting Mike Williams make big plays. I feel like you can look at their wins and losses and their production and correlate it a lot with Mike Williams having a lot of involvement. Hi, Kane. Thanks for the stream. Thank you for the super chat, Alex. I appreciate it. Steelers fan. What do we think happens tomorrow with the Steelers and Chargers? Ugh. Yeah, there are definitely some leagues out there, Christian, and I think that would be pretty cool. I'll have to think about it pretty seriously next year if I want to be part of something like that, if I were to get an invite. Because I know there are leagues that do take it seriously. A lot of franchises don't last, but some have the right structure in place. And I think that would be a unique experience that I've really never had. Steelers tie again. Deontay Johnson, 60-plus yards. Is that his prop for this week? $60 feels a bit low. But most receiving props fall in that range. What happened to the Steelers? I mean, their offensive line has gotten significantly worse, and Big Ben isn't all that good anymore. So it really forces them into a predictable, low upside style of offense that relies a lot on consistency, and their running game isn't. And there's just not enough big play upside in that offense. They're not getting it from the running game. Claypool's missed some time. I think Harris is fine, but they're not getting big plays. They're not consistent on the ground either. That's a better pitch. Oh yeah, Tomlin's a fantastic coach, and I feel like every couple of years we go over this. Like, is it time to fire Tomlin? I've never felt like the Steelers should move on from Mike Tomlin. Whatever problems never are his fault to me, and I think that we've seen over the years that he has managed a lot of difficult situations on that team quite well, keeping them in contending shape. Does DK Metcalf have a temper? I guess I haven't thought anything about that, but players do get frustrated when they're losing and they feel like they shouldn't be. I mean, it happens all the time. And the Seahawks have done a lot of that this year. I don't know. Did DK get tossed out of a game? I forget. What's the ball and strike count here for Gomber? This is too much. All right. Bases are juiced. Yeah, I forgot if that was him or not that got thrown out of the game. I don't know. When it's isolated, I don't think much of it. Unless it's like a repeat thing. Like, you know, when Vontez Burfict was getting suspended all the time. Here's one thing. Star receivers hate losing and they hate not getting the football. And I know DK was not getting targeted last week. And he wasn't really getting targeted much with Geno Smith. Receivers want the football. Receivers are very motivated to do their job. He got tossed and tried to re-enter. That's right. You don't hear that happening too often. They're keeping Alzolay out there. Oh. I don't think Gomber needs this at bat here. Well, if I want him to pitch one more inning, he has to. Do the rosters on MLB do automatic updates? So they do live rosters that I imagine end when the World Series ends. So I think if you want to download new stuff, there should be something updated post-trade deadline, I'd imagine. But even then, if you want rosters, you're usually better off downloading something from the roster vault with prospects and everything. Yeah, I think it's just time for the Seahawks to have some new leadership and to try to do something a little more inventive on offense. Just feels like they're doing the same tired stuff every year, and Russ tries to make it work, and right now it's not. And he's missed, you know, a good chunk of the season already. Popped up by Dom Thompson-Williams. Not a bad swing there. You want to be early on that pitch. All right, here's Raimel Tapia. Hit an RBI single last time. Feels like he's just a little bit off today. Just a little bit off the zone. I think the Vikings are in a similar-ish situation, yeah. I think that there is kind of an identity crisis on offense, and talent isn't really being maximized. And when you look at just like the attitudes of Mike Zimmer and Pete Carroll, I do think that they have a very old school, we're going to run the ball, grind the game out, win with defense kind of attitude. And I mean, look at their records, look at their seasons.
Now batting, third baseman, Chris Bryant.
I do think the Vikings and Seahawks will both be looking for new coaches this year. Do I think the Patriots can make it to the Super Bowl? Yeah, I don't think that there's any reason to count any of those top teams in the AFC out. There's nobody that I think is going to run away with it and truly be so far above another team. The Titans have the best record, but we'll see when they have to play a bunch of games without Derrick Henry. I don't think Tannehill's been great this season. And we'll see how long this winning streak for them can continue. But at the same time, I think that we've seen the Chiefs offense take a step back. The Chargers have been really inconsistent. The Bills, I think, could be a lot better than they have been. I still think that the Patriots... I don't like the Patriots' path to the Super Bowl as much just because I feel like the offense eventually won't be enough, and one of these other teams, be it KC or Buffalo, just has more firepower than them. And at the same time, I mean, the Bills have a really good defense too, so they still feel like the team to beat in that division to me, but they still play 2 games against New England, so they're going to figure it out between themselves here before too long.
Leading up for the Rockies,
Upset of the week is Colts over Bills.
Ryan.
I'm really interested in how that one plays out. The Bills have only played 3 one-possession games this year, and they've lost all of them. They've played a bunch of cupcakes and mostly destroyed them. Can Jonathan Taylor keep it up against a really good Bills defense? That's what I want to see. Still think Bills win, personally. Where is the game, by the way? Who's at home for that one? They still have Alzolay out there. I can't believe it. 3-2 to Reynolds. Just finished a blindfolded Pokemon Emerald session. How can you learn how to play a game blindfolded? Well, obviously audio cues probably help you out a lot. Devers has done it once again. This guy is unbelievable. Have they just, like, already fitted him for his Hall of Fame jacket? Like, he can't be stopped. And the AI is usually good about pulling pitchers in spring training and stuff. This is kind of weird to see them leave him out there. Oh, it's at Buffalo? I think that's an important important game here for the Bills coming up, especially with the surging Patriots behind them. Because if they lose, I'm pretty sure it'll be like a half-game difference between them and New England. Bye-bye Bonds, single-season home run record. That's the kind of energy we need here. Man, Devers is fun. Yeah, if the Bills lose tomorrow, New England moves into first place temporarily. Because the Bills are 6-3 and the Patriots are 7-4. Wow. I know that they haven't played an equal amount of games here, but in... Oh, wait, never mind. That's 11 games to 9. Never mind. I was going to say, the Patriots have 20 more points scored than Buffalo, but they have 2 more games played, so... Of course they do. In a blindfolded run, bumping into stuff and knowing the Pokemon's learn sets is key. It also helps that I have 10 to 11 years mainly playing Pokemon. Gotta love Emerald as Geronimo perfectly smashes one into the right center fence.
The batter, number 7, shortstop.
Yeah, those Gen 4 remakes are out. I have not picked them up myself. I still have a run of Platinum that I've been working on, but I do want to see how the game is. I was watching a little bit of it yesterday. It was definitely a little tempting. But at the same time, I mean, I have stuff I'm playing right now that I really need to get through. Like, I love Persona 4 Golden, and I was excited for when Persona 5 came out, but it just wasn't a great time for me to get deep into the game, so it took me forever. I would start the game at a point, and then fall out of it, and then restart the game again. And I started it over again just maybe a month or so ago, because I wanted to experience the game the right way, you know, and I'm making a lot more progress now. I'm loving Persona 5. And then I'm also playing Forza Horizon 5, and that is just such a good game.
Now back, second baseman, Brendan.
And also, I'm playing Battlefield 2042, even though as a longtime Battlefield fan, it's a little disappointing, but I still do have fun playing. Took me 2 hours to get through Petalburg Forest. Shroomish. What do you, like, pull off the blindfold every so often to see where you're at? How does that work? Ooh. You got a Shroomish, a Beautifly, Torchic, good choice, Meryl, Nincada, Zigzagoon. Personally, I think Chase is going to win Rookie of the Year over Jones. I just think Chase is going to put up big volume production, be a top receiver this year. So close. I saw the Ohio State score when it was 49-0. And I was just sitting there like, how? I know there's a lot of speed runs for a lot of those older games, blindfolded categories. I do really like watching speed run stuff, and I watch like a lot of the games done quick marathons a lot, especially during the summer.
Johnny Schaefer.
All right, they're juiced. Still nobody out. Johnny Schaefer. Jammed him a bit, but it's falling in. They still don't have an out, and the game is tied. Pull it off only in Pokemon centers, or if I totally get lost. That's going to be really interesting when you get to some of the later sections in the game where there's all the water-based HMs being used. Like, how are you going to know when you're in a spot where you can dive? That sounds difficult. Oh yeah, I need to pinch hit here with a 1-and-1 count because I don't actually want Austin Gomber hitting. All right, Zach Bean.
Your attention, please. Pinch hitting for the Rockies. Number 13.
I do really like Pokemon speedruns, and one of the reasons why I do is because of the randomness in there. Like, I like watching the skill element of speedruns, but when there is a heavy RNG element, like in Pokemon games, I do think that's something that usually draws me in. How was I not ready for that curve?
Right fielder.
Come on, Dom. Moving one space at a time and pressing A. Yeah, and then waiting for text sound dialogue. Dom Thompson Williams with the drive to deep right, and he's taking this out of the park. Dom Thompson Williams with a home run. What an inning. Are you kidding me? You want to make the team? Hit a grand slam. Oh yeah, don't do a Nuzlocke, especially in an older game. They're more unforgiving. It was 4-0 when this inning started. You never know what's going to happen here in the show. Can't wait for the McMahon revenge game walk-off homer. Oh, you know we're going to have an opportunity for that at some point. This team still can't get outs.
Now batting, third baseman.
Oh, Brian Reynolds wasn't actually a Rule 5 pickup. That's just a bug. Like, there are some acquisition data in the game that's just incorrect. I had to trade for him. I traded 3 players, I think, to get him. I don't think I've had to hit lefty-lefty yet with Devers. Now, he goes from 99 power versus righty to 60 versus lefties. Good change. Good change up. McMahon went to the... was it the Giants? I want to say it was the Giants. I know there was one player. Stevenson went to the Cardinals. And the inning finally comes to an end. So we should see plenty of Ryan McMahon. And now we're going to see Touki Toussaint after... Here's Gomber's line on the day. So he will end up with 2.2 innings, 2 hits allowed, 3 walks, 1 strikeout. No runs allowed, but it was still a little messy with the walks.
Number 62.
And now Toussaint's turn. Yeah, those were good pitches that they threw to Devers on that one. Good strikeout. Now, I was giving up home runs to the most random players yesterday. Hopefully we can keep it under control here, but this isn't a random hitter here. We got Anthony Rizzo. We got Schaefer here calling for a curveball. Do we trust the rookie here? I do take the catcher suggestions quite often. Not here. My favorite player on the team to hit with? I mean, it's quickly becoming Devers, but otherwise probably Nimmo. I tend to gravitate towards my lefties. I like hitting left-handeds for some reason in the show. I just feel more comfortable timing everything up and pulling the ball. Now he wants the curve. Oh, there we go. That's what I'm talking about right there. Toussaint gets ahead. Slider, curveball away. No one wants to swing at either of those pitches. And then 0-2. I wanted it more on that inside corner. All right, Schaefer's wanting the slider again. 0-2. I was thinking splitter right there as well. Let's see if we're on the same page for a good reason. Strike 3.
Now batting, number 72.
Now I feel like challenging him right here in his hot zone. Touki for 6 innings is always difficult to count on. I think he's really like a 4 to 5 inning guy. This guy has destroyed me. May Breeze Valoria. 461. And these guys, these random guys that aren't like major league stars that take me yard, like these are not just barely over the fence. Like, these are no doubt annihilated baseballs. I do like Tukey's pitch mix for sure, but when he misses, he pays for it. Their pitching situation is so bad, they're letting their relievers hit. Very nice. No drama here, right? Not much. I'm using the Diamondbacks, just about to finish my second year. I enjoy taking my time and relaxing with the rebuild. That's how you have to approach baseball. I mean, there's a lot of games. It takes a lot of time. You kind of have to have a more chill approach with it.
Leading off for the Rockies, the shortstop, Trey Turner.
You got to really like baseball, I think. Got to take your time and kind of enjoy the whole process because it's a lengthy one in baseball. You draft players that might not see the majors for 5 years. Am I ever going to lay off that pitch? Nope. Man, good pitches here by Justin Steele. Yeah, I do watch a lot of Twitch, actually. Typically when there's new games that I really enjoy, and I went through a long stretch where I was watching just an unhealthy amount of, like, Warzone on Twitch from the top guys over there. Not so much lately. But I have been watching a lot of the top Battlefield creators because that game is brand new and fresh. Needs a lot of work, though. Hey, Hunter. I'm glad you could stop by the stream for a while, and I will try to have a couple more homers with Devers in the VOD if you want to check out the rest when you can. Is there an area of the Rockies you'd like to improve right now? It does feel like a well-balanced mix to me. I mean, I don't look at any area as like, oh, this is a huge concern. I feel like we got the right players, hopefully. We just got to go win some games now against some good teams in this division. I think you still wonder about the more secondary hitters on the team. I mean, what kind of an impact do we get from Brendan Rodgers and Ty France, those guys? I know, like the Devers contract was complete nonsense, really. He should be getting $23 million a season, not for 2 years' time. I don't know what happened there because, I mean, we've seen big deals in this series. We saw Wilson Contreras get like 10 years, close to $200 million or something. Like, big deals are common. But the market for Devers was so light. When you looked at like how good the bids were, all the bids for Devers were like 15% filled, 20%. Terrible. It's a little tough getting like a big sample of testing here for some of these pitchers, especially early, because they just don't have their stamina built up yet. So Toussaint's at 21 pitches, and he can probably get through this inning, and that's it. Speaking of Dallas Keuchel, we're going to get him in action here for the next inning. By the way, Toppy is 3 for 3 against me. Law of averages says he has to get out eventually. The guy is 4 for 4. Come on now. Yeah, there is a chance for Keuchel or Gomber there. It's wide open right now. It's truly open for that 5th starter. What happened on that throw? Was that like he didn't have a good grip on the ball or something? I have never seen a catcher come up with a throw like that. Now, obviously, he did have a good grip on the ball, but for whatever reason, the throw is not good at all. It doesn't even make it to the dirt. That looked so weird at full speed from that angle. Let's do it again. I think he just missed. And the perspective of it kind of made it look like it came out even slower. That's part of the show, though. Like, I've played the game for so long, and I'll see stuff and not even realize it's in the game. And there's so much variety in, like, the animations and whatnot. Good stuff.
The bat, the right fielder, Hunter.
Hey, what's going on, Michael? Hope you're having a good drive. Keep your eyes on the road, young man. We're just enjoying our spring training success right now. We had an 8-run inning earlier, highlighted by a Dom Thompson-Williams grand slam. We had a 2-run homer by Rafael Devers. But the pitching has been really off in this game. It started with Luis Severino, who couldn't find the strike zone. Austin Gomber had his share of issues, but didn't allow any runs. Now, Toussaint gave up a home run, but he's trying to make it through his second inning. Making the EV recharge less boring. How long does that take? I've seen the electric vehicle charge stations at like Whole Foods and stuff like that. I'm guessing the home solutions there, like the Tesla battery wall, is probably not all that economical for most. I'm guessing like 30 minutes or so on a full charge. 8 to 6. Quite low on batter. I'll be there for about 45 minutes. I see more and more of those Teslas out, and I assume it's a Tesla. I don't see a whole lot of Chevy Volts on the road or the Nissan Leaf. Rockies offense looking good. It really is. A lot of power. All right. Jose Suarez. We got a lefty here. I got to dial it back a little bit. We're going to see some slower stuff. I really want to drive a Tesla. No Tesla for me, bad build quality. You know, I did see an article pop up not long ago about their Consumer Reports stuff being pretty low. The Mustang Mach-E? Really? I am not familiar. They're just electrifying everything, aren't they? It's kind of a nice looking car, honestly. Tried the check, but it never works when I want it to. I had no idea that Ford made an electric Mustang. That's pretty cool, though. And I imagine you like it so far. 0-2 to Garrett Hampson. Feel like I just never hit well with this guy. Kind of like Trey Turner. I hope I can figure that out this year, because that was a big investment. Rockies are going to the playoffs this year, mark my words. I think we have a pretty good chance. We have a nice team that's getting deeper all around. Ain't your usual Mustang. They grabbed the name because it's a big seller. It's actually a small crossover that flies like a sports car. See, that would actually fit me really well. Because the Tesla I like is the Model X, which is their SUV model with the gull-wing doors.
The right fielder, John Thompson Williams.
Did he get enough of that one? Is it going to fall in? Let's go, Dom. That's his second hit, following up the grand salami. Hampson might end up being traded. We'll see if I get a good offer or if I think there's a need worth trying to fill. Devers will do for the Rockies what Goldie did for the Twins. Ooh. We had a lot of fun with Paul Goldschmidt in that Twins series, for sure. That was our signature signing. What teams do I want to see in the Super Bowl? The Vikings and the Texans. Are the teams more realistic to actually go? Probably. I mean, I like what the Rams have done this year. And in the AFC, I would like to see the Bills and the Rams. I think it would make for a really good Super Bowl overall. Also, if the Chargers could get their stuff together, that's a team I'd like to see make a nice run. I think they're a fun squad, but they're going through a rough stretch here mid-season. Yeah, we had Dallas Keuchel in the Twins franchise, and he was our ace. I have played Forza Horizon 5, yes. Maybe I'll bring some Forza content. I think at least a stream or something would be fun. I'm a handful of hours into it, and there's just stuff to do all over the place, and I'm always getting free cars, I feel like. It's a really good game. Like, it's not even just a good racing game. It's just such a good game overall. Cowboys, I think, would be a great team to watch in the Super Bowl as well. Like, a Rams-Cowboys NFC Championship game, I think, would be great. I also think a fun AFC title game matchup would be Bills and Patriots. Just to get kind of that, you know, battle for the AFC East story going. And that's going to really pick up here soon, because they have not played their head-to-heads, and they're not separated by much in the standings. But it would be cool if it were a situation where the Bills are really trying to become the new face of the AFC, but here come the Patriots after 1 year away. Is the dynasty back? I think the storylines kind of create themselves there. Oh yeah, you can't count out Kansas City. I think we're all waiting for them to look like themselves again, and they were a lot better last week. I still don't know that they're all the way there, though. Where do I think Lamar ranks among the quarterbacks? Right now, I'd have him hovering somewhere in like the probably 4 to 6 range, especially this year. I think some other quarterbacks have fallen off, and he's had one of his better years. I think as a passer, he's done a really good job. And one thing about that team that surprised me is I actually didn't think Marquise Brown was this good. I felt like, especially after last year, he was just kind of another kind of underwhelming deep threat. But no, he's been really good this year. And now with Bateman there, it's getting more complete with those two and Andrews. Now they only have like 48-year-old running backs, but I think they've given Lamar a chance to show how good of a passer he is. And I think this year especially is like so good for Lamar's upcoming contract situation. For the running game to be in this position and then to, you know, have to ask Lamar, I think, to do even more this year. Oh boy, we just lost the lead. That's not cool. Hey, what's going on, Sweet Jones? How you doing? Man, I just can't stop giving up home runs. I can't do it. I'm rooting for the Jets since Duvernay Tardif is on the team. That's right. That was kind of an under-the-radar move. Not typical to see a team with a bad record make an acquisition like that, a more serious one. But hey, I mean, trying to add a stable piece to an offensive line is something those teams should be doing. It's part of why they're bad. It's because they don't have the offensive line. But we have officially lost the lead. Dallas Keuchel having some problems here in the 7th. Oh, I do think Bateman's going to become kind of the number one in that offense. I just think that he's more well-rounded. He's a guy you can feed a lot of volume to and go to in just about any situation. But Marquise Brown, I think, has proven he's closer to like a Brandon Cooks level player than, say, I don't know, McCole Hardman. When last year I probably would have had him being closer to a McCole Hardman caliber player. Ed Howard, another Rule 5 rebuild player. Do you give Lamar a 5-year, $200 million deal? That legitimately could end up being it, but I don't think Lamar signs for 5 years. Probably seeking more of a 7-year commitment.
Now, your attention, please. Pinch hitting for the Cubs.
What are all the big deals that are lately as far as length? Like, what was Dax? He was coming off an injury, of course. He signed 4 years, $160. So 40 is the new 30. I remember when $30 million for a quarterback was like top of the market. And obviously Mahomes makes, you know, he's got the $500 million deal, but I think you're going to see most deals now fall into that 40 range. Yeah, the Mahomes deal was a very long one. It was like a baseball contract. All right, the inning ends a lot better than it starts, but we're trailing now. Got to fix it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the tradition.
I'm rooting for Jalen Hurts. I think he's getting better every week. I'm rooting for him too. Like ever since watching him really at Oklahoma, I just felt like there was like an it factor in his game. I just think that he's the type of guy that can rise to the occasion in the tough moments, and I like his game overall. Now, I don't think like he's as good as a lot of the other dual threats in the league. Like he doesn't have like Kyler Murray's arm, but he's a guy where I felt like I don't know if he can be a long-term starter, but I need to be like proven. I need proof that he can't before I like write it off. And I do think he's getting better. And I do think just with the way the NFL draft is probably going to be set up this year, maybe it's not a strong quarterback class. A guy like Hurts probably gets another year with a more supplemented roster. They got a couple first-round picks. What can the Lions do to be decent again? I think they're going to have to find another quarterback, but also the receiving situation is one of the worst in the league. And they just don't have a competitive receiving core right now. On top of that, the core they do have isn't even like fully healthy. They were using Quintez Cephas a lot, and then he got hurt, and he was getting a lot of volume. Now, Amon-Ra St. Brown's kind of become like the volume guy underneath possession receiver. They'll throw the deep ball to Khalif Raymond, but I don't know. I don't think Goff's deep ball is all that special. I think he missed him on a chance and to get against the Steelers last week. I know they picked up Josh Reynolds. I'm always been a Josh Reynolds guy. Ooh, that's foul. Update if you're interested. Now half full for my EV costs $4. Ooh. Yeah, I'm not getting my car half full for $4, that's for sure. I never even thought about the cost of those things. It's not like at the gas station where they got the pricing, like you can see it from a half mile away. I think I always assumed it was like free, but that wouldn't make any sense. Not so much, Lewis. I will entertain some of the conversations, but I've never been a huge car guy. I like playing racing games. All right, we need to bring in a new guy here, okay? Peter Lambert has an ERA at 32.4, which is less than ideal. He's allowing a 7.14 batting average to lefties. Come on, man. All right, Pete. So if you just have a guy not warm up but stretch and toss, he'll come in with roughly enough stamina here, it looks like, where the warm-up will finish the job. I don't usually do the stretch and toss, but I have been going to it more lately just because I think sometimes if you warm a guy up too much, it has some consequences. Some negatives involved there. Me watching a Kane stream be like NFL Economics 101. Yeah, I mean, you gotta kind of learn it a little bit. Gotta learn how the salary cap works. Now, the next level up from that would be NBA, which is, I think the NBA salary stuff is way more complex when you start talking about bird years and... man, I'm not too into it now because I haven't played 2K in a minute, but NBA to me was a far more complex beast. Luxury tax. Bemidji State Beavers won their first ever Division II playoff game. How about that? Bemidji State Beavers. Sounds like a team builder team in NCAA 14. No trade clause. Every league has no trade clauses. I don't think that any game, maybe Out of the Park, has successfully implemented them. Here we go. Don't get greedy going to third base. Can cereal be considered soup? I think, here's the thing. If you're somebody who's going to say a hot dog is a sandwich, I think you also have to believe, to be consistent, that cereal is soup. Although, is there a definition when it comes to soup that it has to be hot? Because then cereal would kind of be out, and you'd be talking about oatmeal as a soup instead. I'm just trying to figure out where the rules and boundaries are here. I want to know what we're dealing with. From Canada, FYI. Glad to see you here. No, I've never seen a Reddit thread on that, but I can imagine it's out there. Come on. Do I think if the Lions kept Stafford, they would have won more games this year? Probably. I don't think it would have made much of a difference, though. Maybe 2. Would they probably have a win already? Probably, yeah. But it was right to make the move, and now you got a chance to build up the roster a bit more, and I think they did a lot of good stuff in this last draft. But it's a real multi-year process. There's an Italian soup that's served cold, so that means cereal's still on the table. That is not where I wanted it. The ball warped into his hand there. He has no confidence in his fastball or changeup. So I guess I'm throwing a 3-2 slider. Nice! I need that run back now. Yeah, I don't know if the Lions have an easy out of Goff's contract this year, but at the same time, like, the Detroit Lions aren't going to be in salary cap trouble. They don't have a good enough roster to be in salary cap trouble.
Number 99, now in white, number 16, Randall.
The real thing isn't, like, can they get out of Goff's deal? It's, does anybody want to acquire him? And as I look at the numbers here, there's a ton of dead money for 22. So they'd have to work out some kind of a trade. Kane, what is your gym routine? Do I look like somebody that goes to the gym all the time? Probably should do some more of that kind of stuff, but for me, ooh, I shouldn't have taken that pitch. That gets called way too often. I really just like doing cardio and stuff. I want to get some more equipment so I can do a little more strength, but I just like doing cardio to get the heart rate up, really. Does Cam get 300 passing yards tomorrow? I would say no. I don't think that they'll pass enough to get there. I hope that DJ Moore can have a better game than he's had for the past month and a half. Schaefer down the line. That one is not leaving. Oh, but it's a ground rule double. That works. Yeah, like Cam might throw 20, 25 times, and even then, I think I was listening to a podcast last night, and they still might play PJ a little bit. I'm not sure how much of the playbook Cam is familiar with, but there might still be some stuff they want to have Walker run.
Your attention, please.
All right, we're going to pinch run at second base for Johnny Schaefer. He's done his part. Ryan Valade will enter.
Pinch hitting for the Rockies. Number 8, Austin.
Why is it so different to walk around in America? I think it depends where you are. If you're not in a city, it's hard to walk around. Everything's a lot more spread out. Hey Kane, British fan here. What are your thoughts on the NFL UK games and the potential of having a team over here? I think the logistics of actually having a team over there would be very difficult. You know, you got a home road schedule. You know, would they be able to get free agents, and how would that work on a full-time basis? But I think like the games over there are pretty cool, and I think it's cool seeing the atmosphere around those games, because they'll get excited for anything. I mean, it'll be like Jets and Texans, and they'll be losing their minds in the stands. I know when like the Vikings went there years ago against the Steelers, I watched a lot of the coverage, and they really make an event out of it. I think it's good for the league, and you know, it gets a lot of people interested in the sport.
The right fielder.
I wish they would get some more competitive games over there, though. It seems every year we end up with the worst games, and over here it's like, who wants to wake up at 8:30, 9:30 to watch? Who was it even this year? Like Falcons and Dolphins or something? I can't even remember. Tapper, and that's an easy play here. Maybe? No! He's too fast.
Now batting, center fielder, Ryan.
Yeah, I think just the road trips, the trips over there, until we have some supersonic flight technology, it's going to be tough to pull off. That is into center field, and no. Now, I do think it could be possible to pull off. It's just logistically, it becomes a lot more complex. I think that you would need to establish them a home somewhere in the United States. And I think you would need to set something up to where they split the season into quarters. And it's like 5 games in the States, 4 games in London, 4 games in the States, the rest in London. And then you'd have to make sure that teams going there have, you know, sufficient time to travel and recoup and stuff like that. And maybe they get scheduled a bunch of teams that are coming off bye weeks, and you find a way to make it a little more convenient like that. I totally think it could be done. And I forgot to warm up a pitcher, so I'm about to watch this lead go up a little bit more, I think.
A defensive change for the Rockies. Now catching, number 3. Now pitching for the Rockies. Number 46.
This is not the last game of the day. Nope.
Alvarado.
Can you tell me why you are so high on CMC? I think Henry is the best halfback in the NFL. He's just such a good receiver. And when you're a good receiving back, it brings so much value to the team when you can run routes and be a matchup problem on linebackers. CMC is a pretty complete player. I mean, if you want to say Henry is better, I don't think that, you know, you're out of line for that or anything. I mean, separating at running back is tough when guys got different different skills there. I mean, as a pure runner, it's hard to argue against Henry, the same way it was hard to argue against Adrian Peterson 10 years ago. There just wasn't a lot of receiving backs 10 years ago. You know, like, who was the first receiving back? Well, LaDainian Tomlinson did it a lot, but it wasn't even a huge topic of conversation. You know, I think about Marshall Faulk and LaDainian Tomlinson being kind of the guys to really do everything from my, you know, time watching anyway. Glad I could catch a stream for a while. Glad you're here, Steagles. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, Danny Woodhead. Yeah, Brian Westbrook did a lot of it too. Matt Forte. Yeah. And there's just a lot more guys doing that now, and it's become more important, I think, to have that in your offense. Roger Craig. See, that's a little bit more before my time. See, Larry Centers and Ricky Waters. I haven't seen as much of them. Yeah, Kevin Falk kind of did a lot of stuff for the New England Patriots. Not as many things as Troy Brown. Matt Asiata. See, you know what's up. Asiata was not a bad receiving back. But I always struggled to really figure out, is he a good receiving back, or is it just nobody actually thinks he's a good receiving back so they don't cover him? Because he was like always open, but he had good hands. He was definitely not fast. I mean, to put it in Madden terms, he was like a literally... There were some Maddens actually where he didn't even have 80 speed. He was less. As an Eagles fan, I love watching Darren Sproles. Yeah, he had one of my favorite running back careers to follow. Really going back to that big playoff game where he put himself on the map nationally. You know who I think, like, came into the NFL at the wrong time, and if they came into the league later on, their career would have been so much better? Reggie Bush. Even though I feel like the Saints were a good fit for him, just, I don't think the NFL quite knew what to do with him at that time. The same way, like, I think if Tyreek Hill were drafted in 2003, I think he has a very different career. Bang. You know, when everybody's running out of the I formation, and I think size was a bit more of a desire at receiver, like, I don't think a player like Hill has the same career 20 years ago. Reggie way ahead of his time. Like, today, peak Reggie Bush? Man, it'd be unbelievable. He's probably my favorite college player of all time. I like Percy Harvin a lot, too. But to me, Reggie Bush at USC was just very close to a real-life video game player. We're in the 9th inning, by the way. I didn't allow another run, so we're trying to tie this thing up. That's a tough take. Oh, man, I wanted the curveball so bad. Oh, Geronimo's turn. Got to be careful of that 12-6. All right, we look at a couple here. Yeah, Tavon Austin, he was awesome in college. You guys see the video this week, by the way, of Nyheim Hines kind of fanboying out to Tavon Austin, seeing him in person for the first time? It's a nice curveball he's got. And I mean, I put a good swing there. It just didn't work. Yeah, I'm not sure I've faced him before, Jerome, but I mean, he's got a fastball that clocks pretty high up there, and that curveball, being as slow as it is, a little tough to deal with. College, Vince Young or Tim Tebow? I mean, I always liked Tebow back in the day. Those Florida teams, man, they were unbelievable. Turner into right field, but it's going to end the game. Take a seat and make the catch. The game is over. We only scored in 1 inning. We put up 8, but it wasn't enough, unfortunately. Was Mike Allstott the last great fullback? No, I think we've had good fullbacks still. They just don't get highlighted as much, and even when they are used, it's not all these, you know, fullback lead plays out of the I formation. I still think Kyle Juszczyk, you know, is a really good fullback by any standard. Going to sim a couple of games, and I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back, and we'll take on Texas. How has Devers performed? Well, I'm going to leave, but I'm going to give you a clip of me trying to get a thumbnail with him. All right, I'll be right back. Here's the clip. All right, hopefully you enjoyed that Devers clip. And let's get back into the action here. Yeah, Devers has been fantastic. I've hit like 5 home runs with him already. Let's see. So John Gray thus far has 7 innings, 6.4 ERA. Toussaint's numbers aren't too great. Gomber hasn't allowed a run. And then Dallas Keuchel, 5.4 ERA. Let me throw Gomber into the rotation then here for this next game. As long as he has good stamina. He's not ready. I'll sim. I don't want to play against LA though. I'm going to do it enough when the season actually starts. Hopefully he's fresh for this Cincinnati game. 13 innings. I feel like he just played. I might have to sim one more. Yeah, let me sim one more game here. We'll take on... let me get to the Cleveland game. This is so annoying. I want to just set this up the right way. All right, I want him to rest for a couple of days. And whose ever turn it is, it's Heaney's. Now I'll make the move. And get Gomber this start, because it feels like he's winning this so far. Let me save the game too. You never know what happens here. LaRon McClain. There's a name I haven't seen in a long time. Let's get a few more backups involved in this game too. Like, I'll probably keep Devers out there for a little bit because I never get tired of swinging with him, but we can definitely get some more players we're not as familiar with. That's what this is supposed to be about. Let's get Jacob Pearson out there. I want to get Valade in the game as well. Colton Welker. All right, that mixes things up pretty well. What games is everybody playing right now? This is the time of year where all the new stuff comes out. I feel like there isn't anything big coming out though here for the fall. I mean, you got your big shooters this year with Halo, Battlefield, and Call of Duty. But I feel like there isn't like a big Sony exclusive, you know. God of War isn't this year. Horizon isn't coming out right now. F1 2020, Football Manager, Call of Duty Vanguard. Come on, Gomber. FIFA, Halo, ESPN, NFL 2K5. You have pretty good taste. I play Madden. Gotta be Halo Infinite. Now, did they really decide to go with like an open world kind of deal for their campaign? Did I read that correctly? It's not going to be just like linear story missions anymore. Hey, can we find the strike zone here? Right center. We're going to get there. NCAA Baseball 07. I can't remember if I ended up getting an NCAA baseball game or not. I got a bunch of old PS2 games, though. Grinding out FIFA. Oh, Jose Ramirez. Pokemon Shining Pearl is fun. I'm enjoying it. Yeah, I'm going to catch some reviews and streams of it here later today. Runner goes. Schaefer got him at second. There you go, Johnny. Playing the waiting game to buy a Series X. A year into it. I feel like they should just start doing in-store pre-orders again. Just different waves of them. Base hit Ramirez. Like, it's so annoying that it's still, like, the best we can come up with is free-for-all, going up against bots, and, you know, websites going down, and stuff like that. It's just such a lottery. Far Cry 6, Forza 5. Yeah, I'm loving Horizon. I'll be playing more of that today at some point. Got some things to work on. But that's a really good... I was listening to some football podcasts and doing some races in there last night. Yeah. That's what they do at Newegg. I like that system. I know some places do like an email verification deal, as that's gonna go foul. Anything to get the scalpers away, and at least more consoles in the hands of those who actually want them. But I have seen a lot of Series S Xboxes now in person. And I have a friend who picked one up not long ago. So those are getting easier. Yeah, Forza's only on Xbox and PC. I think it's their best exclusive. Dom Thompson-Williams had a nice game last time. Man, a couple of these I thought I was right on. Too early on that one. Tristan McKenzie making me look silly.
Batting second, the center fielder, Jacob.
Yep, all the Xbox stuff is going to be on PC. That's been their thing for a little while now. Which probably helps their ecosystem out a bit after the hammering they took in the PS4, Xbox One days. I'm really interested in what the free-to-play Switch for Halo ends up doing, just having so many more that can try it. Still don't think it's going to be like a Call of Duty competitor, but if Halo can be back on the map again, I think that'd be good for the space. Oh boy, it bounces away into right center field, and Pearson reaches. Who remembers the great Andy McKenzie? Gotta love Andy McKenzie. Some fun storylines in that Gopher series. Ah, man, why am I swinging so early? Halo's multiplayer is free to play, so if you have an Xbox, like I've literally played it on an Xbox One that I bought like 3 months after the Xbox One came out. Like, it runs on old hardware. That's where I'm playing Forza as well. The load times suck, but the gameplay is smooth. Not a smooth 60 frames, but the game plays, and I don't have to buy a new console to play it. But yeah, Halo's multiplayer is free to play. The campaign isn't. It's not even out yet. But if you have Xbox Game Pass, I think you'll be able to play the campaign that way. I'm playing Forza Horizon 5 through Xbox Game Pass. Actively setting up my new PS5. Hey, Rylan. While you're doing that, I'm going to need you to spend a little time in that Astro, what's it called?
The first baseman, number 22, Josh Naylor.
What is that? like the tech demo for it called with Astrobot. Not Astrobot Rescue Mission. That's the VR game. Especially if you're like a longtime PlayStation fan. It's free. It's just kind of a tech demo. Astro's Playroom. Yeah. It's basically a 3D platformer, you know, like Super Mario Odyssey or something like that. It's not Super Mario Odyssey, but it's a 3D platformer, and it's really good, and it'll show you what your controller can do, and it's just a good time. Also, I mean, that PlayStation Plus collection gets you access to 20 games right off the bat. Some of the best games out of the PS4 era. Persona 5, Ratchet & Clank, God of War. Woo! There's some gems in there. Do I think Tyrone Campbell would have been better than Andy? No, I think we came out pretty good with Andy McKenzie in that whole situation. Still can't believe it played out the way it did, but I think it all worked out. Just want MLB on PC. Yeah, I mean, you're going to see, and I think you have seen PlayStation bring exclusives to PC, but MLB's different because it's a yearly title. So I think Horizon Zero Dawn has come to PC, right? But like if MLB The Show 21 is available a year later, I don't think PC players are looking for that. You got to think with it being on Xbox now that it's not long before it could make the move to PC. Not up there. Gopher series got me through the lockdowns. You went back to the classic, huh? Gotta love the Gophers Dynasty days. Those were a lot of fun. That was my first time getting deep into any NCAA game because I didn't grow up playing NCAA the way you guys did. I was a Madden player. I wasn't into college football. My friends would get it. I'm not sure why I didn't because, I don't know. I couldn't get every game I wanted, so I made sure I could get Madden, which came out a month afterwards. Got it. Tried Madden on PC last year. If the show was anything similar, it'd be better to stay on console. Wow. Well, I know that you're basically getting a last-gen experience with Madden on PC. And I gotta think there's no way it happens for a third straight year, right? Like, y'all gotta get the true experience. Granted, might not always be the best experience, but you gotta at least have the best Madden can offer. But what's still good there is an active modding community that's done some pretty cool things with past games. I've played around with that before. What hopes do I have for the next NCAA run? Talked about that a little bit earlier as Geronimo has ripped one into the left field. Don't know where I was going with that, but deep to left field where Jordan Luplow's waiting for it. So I don't really know what they're going to do with the new NCAA. I have to think there's going to be some Ultimate Team element in there, and I want Dynasty better than we've seen it before. You know, bring everything from 14 and improve it, feature-wise. And NCAA 14's like recruiting isn't even the best recruiting the series has had. I've gone back to look at some older games, and NCAA 14 recruiting is honestly really simplistic. It's akin to like where Madden's scouting was from Madden, I don't know, 16 to 21. But they need to bring back Road to Glory and Dynasty properly. That's what I want to see. The features need to be in place. I'm expecting Madden gameplay reskinned. My concern is with the features. I haven't brought Madden to this channel because I didn't want to do a franchise this year in it. I didn't think that the game was strong enough for me to want to go and do 2 big Madden series this year. I have one going on the second channel. And also, we had to wait so long for scouting, and I felt like it was just a good year to kind of take away from it. I wanted to work on some other things. But we'll see what next year brings. Man, Mackenzie has just got me missing everything. Scoreless here going into the 3rd. I really enjoyed the gameplay that I eventually got in Madden 20. Had a good time with that. Still some things that, you know, it didn't do very well, but I just felt like with the way Madden released, there were a lot of issues. Scouting wasn't there. I didn't think that it was the right year for me to jump back into doing another franchise, because I didn't think it would be a proper follow-up to the Broncos series. Like, I don't want to just do franchise. I want to do a great franchise. Just didn't think it was a good year to do it. Now, I didn't dive because I didn't think I needed to. He could have caught that standing.
The center fielder, number 1,
Oh, that would be the hope. Like, if they do Dynasty right, I mean, I love doing college football content. The only reason I'm not doing it now is because I think I've kind of seen and done everything on 14 outside of, like, Coach Carousel. And while I think that would be fun, I just haven't wanted to do it enough, I guess. But I've done 2 deep Dynasties, and I want to do more. Come on, give me that one. Much better. Oh, LP just stands for Let's Play, because initially it was going to be a place for me to play non-sports games and to do full playthroughs of other titles. And it was for a couple of years, but eventually I decided to go to a more sports route over there because I felt it was more my wheelhouse and there was more I could do with these sports games. And I'm totally glad I made this switch. It was a lot better for the channel, and I got to experiment a lot more with my content. And, I mean, some of the series it spawned, I mean, can't imagine not having them. Do I think this series will only last on MLB 21, or will I carry it into 22 like I did with the Twins? I've thought about that a lot lately, because while I think I can get through a couple more years before the show 22, I don't know if I'm going to have completed the franchise, if it's going to feel done. I really want year-to-year saves back. And if there is year-to-year saves, I would probably look to continue the Rockies if I wasn't finished. Now, what if they don't introduce year-to-year saves? It's possible I'd stick with the Rockies on 21. I don't know. But I want to keep playing with this team, and I want to go a lot further into it, obviously. We haven't won anything yet. When's the next Giants video? Might not be until Monday. I'll probably have a chance to work on it tonight. But I don't usually get a ton overall accomplished on Sundays with all the football going on, so I'll probably be working on spring training stuff tomorrow. A little bit easier. I'll try to get Gomber one more inning. Ooh. That was a fair ball. Weird.
Now batting, right fielder.
All right. So we extend the inning for Dom Thompson-Williams. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I feel like you need more than a year to really get what you need out of franchise, at least for me. And it's not like the game, no one expects the game to be massively different. We just expect it to be a new game. But if they don't introduce year-to-year saves, I still might stick with the Rockies in this game. And instead, then what I'd probably do on 22 is maybe play a little bit more Road to the Show for once, for the first time in a few years, and then maybe do like a March to October on the second channel. Year-to-year saves didn't make it to the PS5. So it's going to have to be something they add back in, and I really hope they do. It's a very important feature as Dom Thompson-Williams lines out to end the third. Should I upgrade from the show 19 to 21? Is there enough new? Because I enjoyed playing 19. I mean, that's when I was playing the last stages of the Twins franchise. It depends how much, like, new rosters and stuff is that important to you. And what is it worth it to you to make that jump? Like, is 20 bucks enough if the game's on sale here, Black Friday coming up? Because I don't think the game is, like, massively different. It hasn't changed a lot, but it has a good gameplay foundation. I like a lot of the interface stuff they changed in 21. Hopefully Road to the Show is better in 22, because I know a lot of people were disappointed by it in 21. Give me that.
The first baseman, number 22, Josh Naylor.
Did I hear about the California School for the Deaf and Riverside football team about to make a state championship? I did not hear about that. I feel like I've heard about them at some point, though. That's a pretty cool story. I'd like to read more into that.
The left fielder, number 8,
All right, Gomber, you still haven't given up a run all spring. Trying to strand a runner at second. It's nice that the show is on Game Pass. I mean, take a look at the catalog for a few minutes. There's a lot there to play. Xbox Game Pass is unbelievable if you like first-party Xbox stuff, and they have a lot of good AAA content in there as well. I have a long list of games in there I'd love to eventually play. You know, there were a few that I missed. For instance, The Outer Worlds. I always get confused because there's also a game called The Outer Wilds, but I'm talking about the one made by, like, the, who was it? Like, the guys the people behind Fallout New Vegas. Is that accurate? But it's a Fallout style game, and you can play it there. There's the Final Fantasy X and X-2 remasters available on Game Pass. There's so many titles. Not the same studio, but a lot of the same devs, yeah. Yeah, all the new Xbox stuff ends up on Game Pass. That's where I played and tried out Gears 5. It's where I'm playing Forza Horizon 5 right now. There's a bunch of good indie games on there, too. A ton of indie games. And it comes with EA Access. So if you have Xbox Game Pass, you also have EA Play, actually, which would give you access to like 10-hour trials of Battlefield 2042 or the new FIFA, NHL, Madden. It also gets you access to a lot of EA games, like they have the really good co-op games like A Way Out or It Takes Two, or the Need for Speed Hot Pursuit remaster, the Burnout Paradise remaster, Titanfall. I've only scored in 1 inning today. I scored 8 runs in it, but still, it's getting old. Can you guys believe that Skyrim turned 10 years old like a week and a half ago? Geronimo into center field. How long are we going to be waiting for Elder Scrolls 6? Also a game that I imagine will eventually be, on Game Pass day one. Seeing as Microsoft owns Bethesda. Yeah, I would definitely count on the new Elder Scrolls being Xbox PC only. Microsoft didn't pay all that money to Bethesda for nothing. And once that game is out, it's going to be honestly, it would be like Xbox's biggest exclusive in maybe 10 years. Modern Warfare 2 is 11 years old today. Actually, it should be 12 because wait, was that a 2010 game? Yeah, not 09. It was 2010. I think. 11 years old. Some of the best maps in FPS history. That's what I'm most nostalgic about when it comes to that game. I thought their map design was just impeccable.
The second baseman, Tyler Freeman. Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Rockies, number 62.
Rafael Devers has been doing really well. David Geronimo's had a good spring. I feel like the offense is pretty underwhelming right now. And then as far as pitcher goes, we have this competition going for the 5th starter, and Austin Gomber is currently winning it. No way. Today is the 8-year anniversary of the debut of Leon Daniels. Is that true? Can we get confirmation on that? Did Leon Daniels turn 8 years old today? One of the very first channel meme legends who's now been in a variety of series, and who knows, he might end up being in more. This is probably the last spring training stream because I'll work on it more tomorrow and then try to get the episode up on Monday, if not Tuesday. There just might be a lot of gameplay to go through, and I might still need some more after this. But the streams have really helped me out. Cover like Devers, and then we got to Schaefer today, and the pitching has been such a highlight. I'll still record some more. But yep, we'll be close to year 4 starting real soon. Can Gomber throw 6 to 7 quality innings as a starter? I don't know. I haven't seen him do it yet. I didn't give him the chance today just because of stamina and whatnot. So I gave him a 4-inning outing. That went pretty well. And we'll see Toussaint hopefully go 3 to 4. Favorite player in the franchise? Probably Geronimo. Just a stud prospect and already making a nice impact. He's got a unique batting stance. He's just already kind of an iconic player, I feel. Austin Hedges, 1-2. Trying to strike him out here. That's what I'm talking about. November 20th, 2013. Is that the stream where I was unable to release a walk-on by the name of Leon Daniels? For me, I haven't had any Call of Duty compared to Modern Warfare 2. I know, like, a lot of people love Black Ops 2, but that I felt like it was a good game and it was great for the competitive scene, but it just wasn't really for me. I always liked the Modern Warfare games more. And to me, if I had to think of like my favorite Call of Duties ever, it's Modern Warfare 2, COD 4, Modern Warfare Remaster, and Warzone. But honestly, the next COD that would pop up as my favorite would be Black Ops 3. I actually really liked that game. I didn't like the advanced movement in general. And I didn't care for Infinite Warfare, which might have been one of their better offerings. I know a lot of people did enjoy it, but I liked Black Ops 3. I thought Treyarch designed some good maps for that game. I haven't played Vanguard. I know that I think they have a free weekend right now, but I don't think I'll have time to check it out. I played the beta. Beta was pretty fun. But I think I'm good. Black Ops 3 was peak zombies. That was the year I most got into zombies. I felt like the maps were really good. And I'm not a huge, zombies player, but it hooked me in. I thought it was really good.
Leading off for the Rockies, the first baseman, Colton.
We only have one hit today. Is that going to change anytime soon? What team would you have picked if you didn't pick the Rockies? Probably Seattle.
Now batting, the second baseman.
And they would have been a really fun rebuild. They have, I think, a more promising core than the Rockies do to start a franchise. We're playing with some of our lower rated players here, and they're not exactly making the team with these at-bats.
The catcher, number 14.
How about Johnny Schaefer? McKenzie is just cruising right now. That was a bad swing. 0-2 to the catcher. Now, when it comes to my first-person shooter of choice, it's become Battlefield more so over the years. I really got into Battlefield 4. And I've been wanting a more modern one now for a while, ever since they did World War I and World War II with the last couple games. But I'm having a lot of fun with 2042. But without a doubt, I mean, it takes me back to Madden, where it's like, why are all these things from old games now missing in this game? It's just inexplicable, the design direction of some things. Yeah, a lot of people are liking Infinite, and I played a couple games of it. I'll have to try it out a little bit more. Love to see Halo have like a big following again. And the gameplay is really solid. I just hope they support the game and add some stuff to make it interesting. Some good stuff to grind for would be nice. A good ranking system. And more than just the whole Battle Pass cosmetics. Alrighty. Toussaint has walked the leadoff man. Franmil Reyes. Unfortunately, that's become the trend where a lot of games, especially multiplayer games, do not come complete. We're at the point now where it's so common, like, there's got to be at least one publisher out there that's going to say, like, we're not putting our game out until it is truly complete. And I feel like Halo is kind of that. They came out with a solid game, but there's still, you know, not like a true ranking system in the game yet, and there's not like clear long-term unlockables to go after. It still feels like there are systems not in the game. I'm not sure if you can hear that, but my dog is trying to dig a hole through the carpet, so he does that from time to time. I'm not a huge fan of this whole games as a service, because the service has sucked. If this were a restaurant, I don't think you'd leave a tip. Hey Kane, hope you're having a great day. Was just about to watch the last two Giant Rebuild episodes, but saw that you were on. Yeah, enjoy those here after the stream. Glad so many are enjoying the Giants series. It's been good to be back with that. Oh, this is a rough inning, though, for Tuki Toussaint. Games as a service don't work unless it's something like an MMO. Honestly, I feel like it's played out so much better when you look at all the examples over the years. And even just recently, you know, Final Fantasy 14, right, has a huge online community. Elder Scrolls Online, I think, still has a thriving player base. There's nothing saying that games as a service has to be bad, but man, there aren't many examples of it actually being good. Now, I did have a lot of fun playing, like, Warzone for a while, but I still feel like, you know, they got broken guns in the game that stay there for 2 months, and then fix those, and the new ones they're selling blueprints for end up being broken. Like, feels like there's no winning. What was the worst Super Bowl? Oh, Rams Patriots, yeah. That game was terrible. Not at all what I think anybody expected. Give me the double play ball here. Constantly around the strike zone, but just getting the call tends to be tough, man. I'm just trying to throw a strike. I have given up unbelievable home runs in the last 48 hours. A grand slam for Tyler Freeman. And the game is broken open. Hey, Mike, have a good night. Gotta go play 2 gigs tonight. It's gonna be a busy Saturday for you, but have a great night. Have some fun. I'm sure you will. And you have a great Thanksgiving as well. Oh yeah, Thanksgiving coming up. Anybody got some cool plans? Where's... Oh, he's there. Okay. All right, I guess we're going to give John Gray some innings after this mess. I'm not sure it's possible for me to change Cleveland to the Guardians, or I would. Oh, boy. I don't think diving at all was going to save me there. I just got to let that be a single. Those are hard to judge.
The batter, the pitcher, Tristan.
You can probably expect that Madden will stick with the Frostbite engine for the foreseeable future. I mean, it's just a matter of if the last gen games are going to get updates and whatnot, because the gameplay is different from like PS4 to PS5.
For Cleveland, the center fielder, Ahmed.
I need Tuki Toussaint to finish the inning. Ooh. Keep in mind, this is only his 2nd inning. I got a lucky swing there. Yeah, that was a bad at-bat there for Rosario.
Now batting, the shortstop, Andres Jimenez.
Can't say I did, you boy. Gophers. Last year was a lot of fun. I had a lot of, 2019. That was incredible to follow. Just not the same. Oh, I know. Once I eventually get the good dive, it's going to feel so good. I love seeing great defensive plays in the outfield. Those never get old. Yeah, I have 1 hit today in this game. Let's try to change that. Why are you running? You know that is foul. Hey, a new pitcher. I've still been playing Madden 07 and 11. Can't stand the newer ones. If I were to go back to an older one to play more consistently, it'd definitely be 12. I still really like 12. And I know it still plays a good game. Because I have played it in recent years. I can't say I like 11, though. That's got to be one of my least favorites. Felt like there was no defense in that game. See, Dom Thompson-Williams, I feel, is making the team right now. He has a grand slam today. He has a couple other hits we've had. He's actually producing. Can't wait for the sweet potato, cranberry sauce, ham and pineapple. See, I've never really liked Thanksgiving a lot because I was always a picky eater and I just didn't like really any of it, to be honest. Oh, come on with that call. This year I'm super excited, though, because we're going to make some Southern fried chicken. Someone else swing for me. Gonna make fried chicken. Found a mac and cheese recipe we're gonna put together. Gonna have a little brisket. I am looking forward to Thanksgiving this year for sure. Oh man, that was the pitch. That was a 2-run homer. If he threw that pitch and I had that exact swing again, I think it's gone. That was true, yeah. The free agent system they had in 12 did put a little more pressure on you, and it became more competitive as it should be. But I don't like the way free agency is in Madden right now at all. The young outfield they're doing, my first pick. Oh, David Geronimo has been exceptional. He won Rookie of the Year. And I think he's going to be maybe our second best home run hitter this coming season.
Number 56. John.
Well, the wrong calls are there by default. Like, and I want them there. That's just part of baseball. But if you don't like that, there are settings in here. I just got to find it. But you can make it so it's always right. But I don't know where they put it, and maybe I can't change it in-game. But there is... Okay, umpire accuracy. In this game, each umpire has a personality, but you can make it so they just, like, always get the calls right. A perfect strike zone. Which I imagine is what they use for online play. So if that's what you prefer, you can play that way. Yeah, I saw the score of the Spartans Buckeyes game at halftime. I'm not sure how you got to that point, but
Your attention, please.
that's a rough one. Like I said earlier, it seems every year there are these Big Ten teams that are playing really good, look like maybe playoff teams, and then at some point late in the year, we're just going right back to Ohio State being the champions. They never end up going through the whole year. Two and two to Carmen Castro. That's a good curve. Do I think Michigan can beat Ohio State? I don't really watch a ton of college football, but I don't think I'd be picking anybody in the Big Ten over Ohio State right now.
Number 44, Bobby Bradley.
Ooh. But Geronimo cuts it off. Here's the throw to second, but Geronimo's arm isn't that competitive.
Pinch hitting for the Indians.
Did you like the big extension they gave to Mel Tucker? I know that was just announced the other day. I didn't even know he was there. Last I remember, I think he was like defensive coordinator of the Bears. How long ago was that? (2013 to 2014). Oh boy, a hit to right field, and they'll hold the runner at third.
Now batting, second baseman, Tyler Freeman.
Uh-oh, Tyler Freeman hit a grand slam against me earlier. Trying to get out of here. And it's a tapper to the right side. Still 4-0. Can we score soon?
Your attention, please.
Is year 4 of the year we see you in the Rockies break past Zach Gallen?
Number 20.
We'll find out. Been trying to solve him all series.
Leading off for the Rockies,
No one's hitting today.
David Geronimo. Now batting, the shortstop, Austin Martin.
Austin Martin. Let's just get at least one here. Got the Ichiro warm-up here for A-Mart. Next time we have a chance against Zach Gallen, we'll definitely have to play the game out. It'll happen. Revolve. 3-2. Colton Welker on deck. Yeah, we could look at pitching free agents. Don't have a ton of money to spend, though. Oh, come on. Almost a double. Martin's got mostly 50s across the board for his ratings. That's a drive to left center. And this one has a chance, and Austin Martin has left the building. We got one. I didn't want the double down the line anyway. Hey, glad you can make it, Ty. Yep, just getting some gameplay recorded here for the spring training video, and we definitely have some good clips here. Rafael Devers has done a really good job. Here's a nice moment for Austin Martin. Very smooth. Now, we're still down 3.
Now batting, the first baseman, Colton Welker.
Top prospects in the league right now, I could take a look. In the thumbnail, I think I have the top 4 or 5. Yeah, we'll go look at the top prospects after this game. What happened to T.Y. Hilton? Well, I mean, it's his 10th year, and he's battling injuries. Just kind of the way it goes. Can you believe it's T.Y. Hilton's 10th year in the NFL? He was drafted same year as Andrew Luck, 3rd or 4th round.
Now batting, second baseman,
Trying to keep the fun going here. No, Martin wasn't a DFA. We made a trade to get him. Still happy that my Braves won the World Series. Yeah, we talked a lot about that yesterday in the stream. Didn't see them going on that kind of a run, but it was just like one amazing like game after another for them, and so many players. I mean, had huge moments, huge series. All right, Johnny. Oh, TY? No, he's just been hurt. Schaefer to center field. And it lands. I know I'm getting too greedy. Oh, no. So they only make the perfect throw when I go. Man.
Leading off for the Indians, the catcher, number 17, Austin.
I'm not going to use PCI. I'm not interested. I don't know if that was the good kind of aggressive. I know I have to get more aggressive on the base paths, but that was a little greedy there. But at the same time, it took a perfect throw to get him.
The left fielder, Oscar Mercado.
But if I want to be more aggressive, I have to kind of live with some of those from time to time. I want the Braves to re-sign Freddie and Soler. Yeah, hard to imagine Freeman going somewhere else, but keeping around guys like Soler is going to be a lot tougher. Just from the standpoint of, you know, he's not one of the core guys like Freeman, Albies, and Acuna are. And you certainly can't keep everybody. And after Soler's World Series, I think there's going to be some interest in him. Can Geronimo get there? No. Doesn't have the strongest arm as he throws it into third base offline.
Your attention, please. Pinch hitting for the Indians, number 26, Jose Marmolejo.
Okay, can I have that call? I'm okay with the first one not getting it, but I'm going to need that one. The 2-2 curveball. Nope.
Your attention, please. Pinch hitting for the Indians, number 4, Bradley Zimmer.
Yeah, we'll see what having John Gray out of the bullpen does. We're still not totally done with this whole experiment here. Oh, I didn't even realize he was going to second base. I was looking right at the third base guy. So far, Gomber's winning the battle, though. just need a little more elevation on that curveball. Let's try putting it out here. There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I don't watch enough college football to have a lot of opinions on a lot of those players.
now playing
So I couldn't give you a fair assessment of Bryce Young, but he's looked good whenever I have Alabama on. I know that much.
number 48, Emmanuel
Give me Trey.
pinch hitting. This game for the Indians. Now playing shortstop, number 65, Kevin.
The fun thing about long rebuilds is well-known players going to random teams. That happens so much. Freddie Freeman's on the Nationals in this series. I'm going green light here with a power swing. If I get something good. I did not. All right, Dom Thompson-Williams has put together a solid spring. I think he does end up making the team. He was a Rule 5 pickup. Trying to strengthen the bench. Plays good defense, has good speed. So if we ever had a position where he had to start, I think that would work out fine. Biggest surprise of the NFL season. The biggest? I feel like the biggest surprise so far is the Chiefs being more beatable. And for there to not necessarily be an elite team running away with everything right now. I mean, record-wise, the Titans are doing amazing, but they just lost Derrick Henry not long ago. So, you know, you want to see that play itself out a bit longer to see if they can really keep winning. Cam returning to Carolina, yeah, that was a surprise, and I think it's really going to turn that team around. I think Darnold was just dragging things down so badly that even if Cam isn't, like, great, I don't think he's going to make the situation a ton worse. All right, 2 on.
Now batting, center
The Bengals are still a really big surprise for me because I wasn't a believer. I'm so, like, tempted to do a double steal right now. Trey Turner at second, Dom at first base. Do we try a double steal? Feels like it might be a little reckless. Well, Ben says do it. We are in the spring. Blame Ben if it doesn't work. Ball 3 and stolen. The double steal works successfully. All right. Thank you, Ben, for the good advice. Two in scoring position now for Jacob Pearson. Pearson, base hit right field. Dom is waved around. Throw cut off, and we'll plate 2. It's a 4-3 game. Look at this. We're making this interesting.
Now batting, the third baseman,
Nice at-bat there for Jacob Pearson, who we acquired in the Trevor Story deal, by the way. It was him and Tuki Toussaint. Love this camera view. And now you get Devers up. Ooh. Just checking out my bullpen quick. Always late inning drama. Just a matter of when. Here is Devers with us trailing by 1. Devers down the line. It's not going to get there, though. Wow. I was really hoping Devers would come through in this position. But hey, there's still David Geronimo. Cutter comes in pretty hot. 1-2 to Geronimo. Ooh, a base hit the other way on the 101. That is huge. Let's keep it going here. New pitcher. And here's Austin Martin, who kicked off the offensive excitement for us today with the solo home run. Austin Martin to right field. No, not that time. So now we get Colton Welker, who had the most home runs at AAA last year. Hasn't taken anybody yard yet in spring. Yeah, we're close to pulling this off. Welker, left field, and the inning comes to an end. All right, got to get this done then in the 9th. Roel Ramirez. We traded for him. Wanted to get somebody who could help us out in the bullpen this year. Hasn't had much experience this spring, so we're going to give him some here in a 1-run game. Oh, it's over. Devers at third base, and Geronimo trying to make the throw into second, and it's offline. Leadoff double. Here's Darren Ruff. Base hit into right. Oh, no. It went past him. Oh, no. Well, the bottom of the 9th is going to have to be pretty special now. Been kind of a rough spring for Ramirez. He hasn't pitched much, but it hasn't gone too well. Yeah, I certainly didn't expect the Dolphins to be as bad as they have been. I don't think there was any reason to think the defense would fall off as much as they have. I think there were already concerns with the offense, but as a whole, it's just an underwhelming team. Might have to get Michael Givens going in this game. See if we can strike him out here. Not put the ball in play. Man. I didn't think... That looks like it was going to have... I don't know. To me, that looked like it was going to go right to him, and then it just kind of died. I don't think diving there would have fixed it either. So Ramirez still hasn't recorded an out. When it comes to the Dolphins, I wouldn't be surprised if they give Tua a full 3 years. Especially because I don't think there's going to be like the best chances to upgrade at quarterback this offseason for them. But we're definitely going to see some surprises. Well, there's a strikeout. Yeah, I didn't think Washington would be this bad either. I mean, their defense was a huge story going into the playoffs last season, but it hasn't been anywhere near the same, and now Chase Young's done for the year, unfortunately. That's into the corner. A couple more going to score here for Cleveland as they open this lead up, and that's probably going to be it for Roel Ramirez. Not a good outing. Oh, the Red Sox got LeCastro? Yeah, there are moves happening now. All I want is for the Twins to keep Byron Buxton. Don't mess this up. World Series hero Eddie Rosario. Sounds good, Anderson. Have a good night. I'll evaluate it here at the end of spring, but we could be in a situation where I still have to make a deal for a pitcher at some point. I feel like we've had a lot of guys not impressed so far.
Up next for Cleveland, the shortstop, Kevin Kramer. Nope, that's a ball.
Well, it was fun making this a one-run game for a short while.
That's a ball. Two balls, no strike.
The show can be a tough game at times. Ooh, got him way out in front. That was me swinging the bat right there. Ooh. Careful. Can't believe that worked, but we're going bottom 9, down 5.
Attention, please. This change for the Indians.
All right. 7, 8, 9 batters due up as well on top of it.
Benson. This change for the Indians. Now playing
Fastball, slider, cutter.
number 36.
He sends it out to deep right field. Ryan Valade, solo homer. Man, why'd we have to allow 4 runs? He's got oppo power? That kind of came out of nowhere. Probably a good call there, Christian. We'll have to do some searching around maybe here after stream and just take a look at what's possible. Or after this game, we can do some of it in stream.
Now batting.
All right.
Catcher,
4 to go.
Schaefer.
Oh, man. I was just too ready. Johnny Schaefer. Don't doubt the bottom of the order. That's right. Ryan Valade goes yard. Now our top prospect, Johnny Schaefer. Trying to make things a little more dramatic. And 4 straight out of the zone. He reaches. You know what? For fun, let's bring in Brian Reynolds. One of our best players here, only hitting 204 in the spring. Another miss. Ooh. I like that high fastball, maybe a bit too much. Timed it up at least. I think I was late on that one. I was early. Well, that's pretty good timing to hit that. Oh, I got away with that one. He hasn't been calling the low strike all game, okay? I dealt with it with the change-ups. Like, it's fine. Ah. Why? Dom Thompson-Williams, lefty-lefty time. Oh, I ruined the call. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Bad. And of course, when I want to sit back and wait, get the meatball. Base hit, Dom Thompson-Williams. I like him.
Now batting, the center fielder,
Jacob Pearson now. 2 for 3.
Now pitching for Cleveland, number 99, James Garrett.
Love watching Kane go through 5 stages of grief. You get to do it so quickly, too. Pearson into deep right field. That one is out of here. It's a 1-run game. Why'd we have to allow 4? Nice call, Ben. Do we have one more in us? Stage 3, false hope. You say that as this man comes to the plate? No. Just late. Oh, boy. Come on, Rafi. No, I tried not to swing. I tried not to hit X. I tried to let it go. I need to call time. Yeah, Pat Pete is back this week. Still won't be enough to slow down Devontae Adams, though. Man, what am I going to do with that curveball, man? Well, there's still David Geronimo. Down 1. I've missed it. I was late on my 2 chances. I wasn't late by much, but I was late. Rockies are winning the West. Gonna do some damage this year. All right, 2-1. Rookie of the year, David Geronimo. 3-1. He consistently does not call that low strike. San Francisco's biggest needs, Colton. Appreciate the super chat, by the way. I mean, primarily, I think just defense. Grounder to the right side. Geronimo retired. The game is over. So close, man. Yeah, I just think on defense, probably got to look at the secondary here. I know they had some success with Verrett, and he got hurt. You need time for Trey Lance, and I think talent on defense primarily. Good game. Why'd we have to allow 4 runs top of the 9th inning, though? We get 2 blasts to right field there. But it's not enough. I scored in each of the last 3 innings. Had a homer with Austin Martin.
1 error. They left 12 men on base.
Well, if I stopped giving up bombs to random backup caliber players, then I would actually be winning some of these games. But we're 18 games in. Let's check out some stats here, which I prefer to do so from this screen. So we had the tough outing earlier with Severino. Still a 2 whip. That's not good. Marquez. Really solid. I guess this is pretty basic stats here, but Gomber has yet to allow a run in 17 innings. Looks like Yanni Chirinos is more the same, and that's good. And then Dallas Keuchel. Going to get Andrew Heaney back here in the rotation, but so far this looks like your opening day starting 5. For the bullpen now, Toussaint. It just hasn't gone well. It's been very, very bad. Keep in mind, he is out of options. So if we want to send him down, we have to waive him. Somebody could claim him. Somebody probably would claim him. Bad spring for him. Hasn't been great for John Gray. Hasn't been great for Sir Anthony Dominguez. Colomé has been fine. Alvarado's been somewhere in between. Peter Lambert. It's not good. When your ERA looks like your dinner tab, that's not good. Castellani's been good. Oberg, fine in 3 innings. Givens, fine. Rogers. Roel Ramirez, not so good. A small sample. Keuchel, we need more innings for him. What about trading Tukey? Always an option, too. Dom Thompson-Williams, though, one of our hottest hitters here in the spring. A Rule 5 pickup, hitting almost 300 with a couple home runs. Yeah, let's go look at the more detailed stats now and start ranking players. 7 homers for Rafi Devers. Three for Reynolds, 3 for Rogers, 3 for Geronimo, 2 for Trey, France, Dom, Valade. Valade has 2 hits. They're both home runs. Not much going right here for Garrett Hampson still. Struggles here for Brandon Nimmo. Schaefer hitting 250. Gotta see a little more from Zach Veen, maybe. We'll check out free agency here in a moment. Just checking some stuff out. Toussaint has allowed 6 home runs. Last year, in 52 games, 72 innings. Where does it show that? 12. So this is not good, is one way to put it. Dominguez has allowed 5. That's not a good home run per 9. The starters are certainly ahead of the relievers right now. If we check out free agency, you got Michael Pineda, Chris Archer, Danny Duffy, Jake Odorizzi, Nathan Eovaldi, and a 39-year-old Max Scherzer, who regressed a bit last season. Pretty sure he still had a good start against me, though. Trying to see how these guys have played recently. Hasn't been great for Chris Archer. Pineda shouldn't be a free agent pitching this well. Do we bring in Big Mike? You can always give a guy like Michael Pineda a chance. Why couldn't I have accidentally signed him over Dallas Keuchel? Like, how much would he be willing to play for, though? Because I can't make a great offer to him. I'd have to clear some space because of my accidental Dallas Keuchel signing. It says I have 6.7 in available budget. Why can't I offer him a $6 million contract? Would it allow me to? Because it shows the after as negative 3.6. Why can't I cut Keuchel? Because baseball contracts are fully guaranteed at signing. So the money's already spent. I'd also have to waive somebody else. It'd probably be Zach Borenstein. We'll just have to figure this one out. Those 10-year deals are fully guaranteed. Yep. Man, Dom Thompson-Williams has been pretty good. Well, the thing is right now, too, like, Gomber has pitched well. I mean, he's pitched 17 innings without allowing a run. Now, I wonder what his FIP is. Is probably worse. Almost definitely. I don't think we have to make a move right now because he's playing pretty well. But if it comes down to it, I think Michael Pineda's the first guy we try to sign. If we get a chance, clear some cap space somehow. Or some budget. Did I ever find out what that animal was in the backyard like 8 years ago? It might have been even further. I want to say it was a groundhog. But can't verify for sure. We'll have to see what happens. Curious about a couple players here. If I use the trade finder, what teams think of Garrett Hampson. Older prospects from the White Sox. Trevor Larnach. A potential closer. What do teams think of Tuki Toussaint? I think they'd be way more interested. Maybe not. These deals aren't going to blow you away. At all. Hey, Alex Kirilloff. Try and trade Dallas Keuchel. The Dylan Cease trade is probably the most interesting there, and that would just kind of be like, you know, a safe move. Not a lot of upside there. And here are the top prospects now in the organization and the entire league. They have Johnny Schaefer listed number 1. And then more top prospects in our division. Mackenzie Gore might be up with a big league team this year. Mets got a couple. They don't list anybody else for us, though, in the top 50, unfortunately. But that is going to do it for this stream, everybody. I appreciate you all spending some more time with me, getting ready for spring training in year 4, or ready for the regular season. And I will try to get that video up on Monday. I got a lot of stuff to do with editing down these 2 streams, and then I'm probably going to play more on my own to finish out spring and get the last clips I want for some players. But I appreciate it. A lot of fun hanging out. A lot of fun talking with you all. Really appreciate the support. And the 4th season will start this coming week. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody. I'll catch you next time.